we take a look at a lot of the big boys who got out of the gate first in North America, the influence that they have on governments' policies is unbelievably powerful. You look at the reach that Tilray now has. They own 70%, or rather, they supply 70% of the import market to Germany. I think they're in 7 European countries. They're about to take a big chunk out of the UK via Grow Pharma. And so there is this, the kind of I get what you're saying about the end point, but they're also missing a lot of the other benefit of the potential of this. If we're then growing a plant that's sequestering carbon somewhere in Canada, but it's being grown under a greenhouse settings that's costing more carbon to do it, we're then flying it halfway across the goddamn world. We then miss it. And then not only that, there's all the other materials of it that can make graphene, heat thermal blocks, plastics, concrete is wasted to it. And we lose then and I've said it before, and I don't mean this to sound cold, and I don't mean it, but in the sense of, what's the point of saving the people if we kill the planet? We need this vertically integrated thing of, they've seemed to have cherry picked medical cannabis and put it here, and they're able to keep it on a pedestal because of the old propaganda of skunk, of psychosis, and all of this other stuff. And I was talking or we pitched this to Mike the other day, several of us from an organization, of a contaminants test, of seeing that then if the medical industry, they are not bothered, prescribers of these private clinics, they are not worrying about psychosis, they are not worried about the consequences of it on mental health, to the point that they're actually prescribing for anxiety and for mental health conditions. If we look around the world, psychiatry is moving furthest in any other medical field. Yeah. And so as this progresses, it becomes so more apparent of the hypocrisy of this. And I've argued for many a time that the people that then can access it, then need to have a mechanism where they're not criminalized or stigmatized for being able to have that curiosity. So rather than having to find a doctor that is willing to prescribe them, a doctor that's even willing to have that conversation with them, they then are not reliant on some kid in a hoodie on a bike giving them a 20 bag for them to go, is this medical? Will this do? You know, and because of that huge void that's created between these two concepts, the vast majority has fallen in the middle, but the propaganda is played out on both. It's pharmaceutical grade and it's GMP and it's pure and it's perfect. Yet we've seen recall batches from medical cannabis with molds.
We know that's not true.
Yeah, we've also seen then mislabeling of products from clinics in the UK. There is several.
I mean, it's one thing that I work with. I don't know if you know the guy called Matt Hughes, who runs MedCan Support. He's a parent of a child with epilepsy who helped create the support group for families of children with epilepsy, or young adults with children, or anyone with epilepsy, their parents and carers. The reason that he did that is because he gets hundreds of messages all the time, and I used to as well, and now I put them all in Matt's way at MedCan Support. But it's absolutely true, is we need transparency, and at the moment the MHRA only see CBD and THC as an active compound. So basically, you can get a product in the UK at the moment which has no minor cannabinoid profile, no terpene profile, you don't even know what the oil is that is given to you. So that's wrong. I mean, you shouldn't be prescribing oils to children, for example. Let's talk about children with epilepsy, because that's what I understand and that's what I know. You should not be prescribing products to children with epilepsy when you don't know what's in them. I mean, you wouldn't dream of giving a child anything else. It's with food, when you go to the supermarket, you have ingredients on food. You should absolutely have ingredients on what is supposed to be GMP certified medicinal cannabis products, and that is not happening at the moment. So I absolutely agree with you. There is this big void in sort of safety. And I also feel that, yes, if we have good products from other countries, import them. But actually, why are we not taking this as an opportunity to be cultivating in the UK, to be allowing hemp flowers to be extracted for CBD, to be allowing to create jobs, to create a buoyant economy after the last year we've had? Why are we not doing those things? Why are we becoming a customer of the rest of the world? Because actually, if we're going to have this, and I know lots of people don't agree with a private industry of cannabis products, but if we're going to do it, if we're going to need to do it to allow some access, then why are we not doing it with farmers in our own country? We have the expertise here, and that's not happening. Again, that's the government are very much pushing back on that side of things. So for me personally, I feel that it is going to happen, and it's something that probably in the long run will be the best thing for people. who need it for, who are vulnerable, who need it for medical reasons. Let's do it in the UK. Let's control the legislation. Let's control the standards of products. Let's make sure that everyone is safe and is, because, as I mentioned, Matt from Medcan Support, he's started to test some oils that have come from other companies. And they're not all what they say they are on the tin. And that's really quite worrying when they're supposed to be medical products. Exactly. Well, so you're absolutely right, that things need to be better. Absolutely.